Hi friends, today we are doing another studio vlog. I'm teaching you how to paint this. So as we are learning how to paint outside and we have our kit together, which if you missed it, I will link the video below so that you guys can find out what I recommend for when you're painting outside or painting on the go. Here I'm doing a really quick sketch, and when you're observing nature, it's in my opinion, it's best to do a quick sketch because it just gets your composition in order in the right places, and it might feel less stressful than just starting to put that paint down. But it's also valid to learn how to draw. When you draw well and sketch well, your painting is going to turn out well as well. as well. There's a higher probability that you're going to appreciate what you did. So here, I'm just putting in my light washes, my sky, the ground, and we're going to add several layers, several colors to the ground especially. Now I'm putting in the trees, just this medium kind of sap colored green color. And if you're observing trees in nature, just take a look at all of the basic shapes. Your brain, your left side of your brain, is going to want to fill in the details because your brain is going to say, I know what a tree looks like, a trunk and branches and leaves, and we're good to go. But if you want to improve in the realisticness of your paintings, then following the objects that you have in front of you or even a reference photo is key for that. Being able to look at your reference, look at the trees around you, for example, and really try to paint exactly what you see. If there is a trunk that is curved or it has some splotches on it, or the branches are pointed straight up, or maybe your tree is round or oval shaped, being attentive to those details and really trying to paint things as you're observing them, not as your brain is trying to fill in. It's a really good practice. Here we're doing some cacti. These giant cacti that were in front of me are incredibly powerful looking. I would not want one of those arms to fall on me. So I'm just doing this basic wash of kind of a lighter green color, and I mixed together some lemon yellow with my sap green. I'm holding my brush really loosely. I'm using a dagger here, which gives me a really nice point, and then also a thicker part on the top part of the brush head. If I want thinner strokes or thicker strokes, I've got both here. So I'm just continuing to add really light washes and then outlining my house. And I think in retrospect, the one thing about the house that I would have changed is blending in those lines when I outlined it, because I will fill this in, but I did leave it with the lines there, which kind of makes it look a little bit more, I'd say, more elementary. And so for you, as you're doing this painting, I would recommend just blending out those dark lines with the roof and the sides, and that might look a lot, it'll look better, I think. So adding in my fence here. Now, painting outside, guys, is not a scary thing. I'm trying to learn to practice it more often, and I haven't done it a ton of times. I typically will paint indoors, and I paint my flowers and my landscapes, and sometimes from memory and sometimes from reference photos. But I'm learning that painting outside in the elements, because it's such a challenge, it really helps my brain to get over those challenges, to push through. And I'm learning a lot through this process of painting in plein air or outside. So I'm adding in my darker shades here for some shadowed parts in the trees. And, I have to say, this month has been kind of crazy, and I'm really glad that it's pretty much over. There's been some stressors. There's been some interesting things with the business. Things have kind of slowed down a lot, and that's okay because I am, this is a fairly new business that I have. But, it gives you a perspective of that things might be running really well sometimes, and other times things slow down, and that's okay. And I had an influx of Patreon subscribers in February. For some reason, a ton of people signed up, and I don't really even know what I was doing differently or what I was advertising more. I don't know. It just was how it was happening. And now that's pretty much slowed down as well, but I have wonderful, faithful subscribers that continue to stay on, and I appreciate you guys so much. If you are not a subscriber but you wanted to hear more about it, the link is in the description for my Patreon, and that's where you can get exclusive full-length tutorials. I often will poll you guys to see, or poll my patrons to see what they'd like to paint, and then try to make videos based on their preferences. Some of those videos tend to be longer, have more instruction. I also have a monthly live stream tier as well. You can even get art prints, or there's a whole bunch of other things that are available, including an art chat community. So definitely check it out if you want to take your watercolor to the next level and want to join us over there. So fun. I'm adding in more layers here. I did for the ground and some shadows, and really darkening up the shadows of the trees. Now, if you add your layers of watercolor and you feel like it dries too light, just go a lot darker, a little bit more concentrated, saturated paint will work. And that's what we're doing here with the cactus on this side, just adding some dimension. You want to try to have a light, and there's those lovely cacti right now. Aren't they gorgeous? All those holes are where birds have burrowed inside and created nests. It's pretty amazing. So you want to try to have a light color, a medium color, and a dark color. And that's going to give that dimension that you're looking for in your paintings. So if you've also been lacking inspiration lately, maybe painting is just, it can be frustrating. And guys, I go through this almost on a weekly basis where I think, oh, my paintings are good enough. Oh, I don't have inspiration. All the things are the same. What am I going to do? Pop yourself outside. It really is going to create a challenge in your brain to figure out how to paint what you're seeing in front of you, how to deal with the wind and the sun. Today was particularly sunny, and sometimes it was harder for me to see the colors and to see everything well, because when your eyes are exposed to so much brightness, it tends to change the way that your eyes are perceiving the colors. But that's okay. This is something you can overcome, and I highly encourage you guys to try this. Inspiration is all around you, and being able to smell that fresh air and feel the wind on your face and experience that sun, it's going to create a boost of serotonin if you're feeling any type of depression or down or frustrated with your work. I hope you try it. Let me know in the comments if you paint outside, what is your favorite thing to paint, and I'll see you guys soon on the next video. Take care.